Hi everyone, welcome back to Story Reckless. I'm Nathan, I'm the DM here, and I use he/him pronouns, and I am, what is it? What am I? I'm a sailor scout?
Yeah. Which one?
Titan,
Yeah, you did great.
which
Good job.
it doesn't
Sailor
exist.
Titan.
Sailor Titan. Um,
Yes.
so- we were talking. We've talked about Sailor Moon a lot on this channel, and I still haven't seen it, so I still feel very out of my depth. One day I will watch it. Anyways, thank you for joining us. Why don't you guys do your intros?
My name's Claire. My pronouns are they, them. I'm playing Kadam, who is a half-elf grave cleric, and my favorite Sailor Scout is Sailor Uranus.
There you go.
My name is Olive. I use she and they pronouns. I'm going to be playing Calliope, Air Genasi Artificer, and my favorite Sailor Scout is Sailor Jupiter.
Yeah, hi, my name's Enyo, they, them pronouns, playing Pip, who is a satyr artificer, I guess, an alchemist. We'll leave it at that. New identity pending. And my favorite Sailor Scout is, well, as a kid, I associated with Sailor Mercury. I don't know why. But now I think I'm feeling more Sailor Neptune. Actually, you know what? Forget all that. I want to be Luna the cat.
Nice.
Okay, there we go.
I feel like we just did an icebreaker. That made me really happy.
Yeah. I'm looking all these up really quick just because I want to know what they look like. Okay. Mercury, okay. What did you say, Neptune?
Yeah, Neptune.
Neptune's cool.
And then
Yeah.
wait, what did you
Well,
say?
of
All of
course
you
you'd
said,
say that Sailor
you
Uranus.
said Jupiter.
Jupiter.
You can also be Sailor Uranus if that's your vibe.
No, it's not.
Okay, cool. Well, that's cool. I just wanted to look up and see what all those folks looked like. I will watch it one day, one of these days. All right. Well, with that, let's jump into a quick recap here. Oh my God, a lot is happening right now in Baldur's Gate.
Oh boy. Yes.
Oh boy, a lot is happening. So, last we left off, our protagonists had just finished infiltrating the Vanthampur Manor, killing the favorite son, Amric Vanthampur, stealing a bunch of coin and a devilish artifact, and fleeing back to the Crack Spine, the guild hideout that Kadam has strong connections with. Unfortunately, you were spied upon by some invisible imps that followed you there and saw how you got in. In the middle of the night, you were woken up to a Flaming Fist raid, and a desperate escape took place as you managed to just barely get out of there alive, and being led by Monfred were brought to a new safe house in the Brampton district, in the Brampton neighborhood, down by the River Kionthar, using a hideout that is owned by Diamond Urchin, the kingpin of Brampton. You were taken to which we've come to call it, the bottom of the barrel, a small little docking house on the River Kionthar. There was a barrel in the corner that was actually a secret entrance down into an underground hideout. Getting your rest there, you were unaccosted, making it to the morning, and Kadam reached out to Box of Screws with a sending spell. To hear her response back, "Oh, Kadam, what have you done?" I think that's about all she said. Calliope and Pip, however, in the morning, spent some time working together to create a skywrite spell and go up top. They released the spell, this wispy cloud of smoke that trailed out from the barrel up into the sky, into the overcast clouds up ahead. And the clouds parted, revealing sunlight that shone down into the city, creating words. Both of you created a message that said, Duke Vanthampur conspired to sink Elturel, killed Ravengard, plan same here, Kadam. As those words spelled out across the sky, we saw many of the city folk looking up in astonishment, the entire city coming to a stop to see these words hovering above them. And then we ended with seeing Lady Vanthampur standing on her balcony in her manor up in the upper city, staring out at the words, clenching her jaw as she looked over her shoulder, saying, she'll have to do, as we saw Disa being held by two flaming fists. But we're going to cut back to the party, and that's where we're going to pick up. So, what are you all doing as you sit down here in this damp underground chamber, series of cots set up against the stone walls? What would you all like to do?
I'd like to cast light, just so that we have some good, like, sunlight quality light in here.
The chamber fills with that bright, warm light.
Why is everything always so bright with you? It's
I
like
could tone it down. And I'll just bring it down a few notches.
It dims.
this is nice. Nice sort of twilight. Reminds me of the autumnal city. I like it. Okay. So, do you think we're going to get out of here alive?
Here being the barrel, yes. I have hope that we might get out of this situation alive.
Right. One step at a time, one barrel at a time, I get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what's the deal between you and this box of screws character?
Oh, she's on her way. She said she'll be here soon. I don't know entirely what that means.
Oh, let me get this straight. So you bring the wrath of the most powerful person in Baldur's Gate down onto her head. You ruined her safe house, but you aren't beholden to tell her the truth. So why not just deny any involvement and take this opportunity to run? I guess it's late now, but...
Well, that would be wrong. Look, I have put a serious dent in her career at the very least. Maybe. I've been thinking about some possible ways to spin it, but I feel like we owe her an explanation at the very least.
Why? Wouldn't any other kingpin just... Oh, well, okay. Are you part of her crew?
Well, no, she's part of the guild. There's a difference between crew and guild. I'm part of the healer's crew, technically, hopefully. And then they're often at odds with the guild, which is like the underground mafia here, that actually mostly runs the city, like day-to-day business. So I'm not part of the guild technically. I believe I'm what is referred to as an asset, where I help out sometimes, but I'm not like part of the family. Yeah.
You have an awful lot of loyalty for somebody who's not even part of the family.
Well, so this is something I told Calliope a few days ago. I look over at Manfred, who I imagine is just like sitting here listening to all this.
Isn't he in the damp room?
Oh, yeah. He's in the more damp room, keeping an eye, just like watching out for things. Yeah.
Okay. I have no particular loyalty to the guild, but box of screws, I do. Hey, Manfred.
I mean, Pip just sits there like.
We go back a ways. It's personal. It ain't business.
Were you two like? Were you roommates?
Sure. Yeah.
Oh, okay, I see. Then why are you confronting her? Let's run. Let's run now.
Pip, if you want to go, I'm not going to stop you.
I just go out on my own like a little sitting duck? No. No, you two are strong. And I am not. I know this. I feel like I can tell you that because clearly you're not going to use it against me.
No.
All right.
I recognize you're way in over your head, and I'm sorry about that.
It's the way of life. You get in over your head, you jack your boots up a little higher, and then you step on out.
Yeah, I like that.
Besides, what's life without a little chaos? It's a lot more fun to live with the flip of a coin, and she flips Gilder.
If you want help leaving, we might be able to work something out. I don't want to leave myself just yet. There are a couple things I have to do, and there are a couple things that I want to do.
In Baldur's Gate.
Yeah.
I feel like we Freely Outworn are welcome here. But you've all saved my life more times than I think anybody ever has. On purpose, even.
Well, yeah.
Pip kind of gets up and sort of claps Kadam on the shoulders. You're a good person, Kadam. I hope it doesn't kill us.
Me too. They'll be real inconvenient.
Yeah, I'll say. I really don't want to meet whoever's down there.
I don't know if we would go down there necessarily.
Oh. I guess you are a good person.
Oh, come on, Pip. You ain't that bad. Can I make an insight check?
Sure.
As the horns get slightly.
I have not lied yet. My horns are fully grown, thank you.
15.
Pip, are you... I don't know, like, what are you looking for, Kadam?
I know that there's a great deal of difference between what someone thinks of themselves and how they actually are.
So...
I am looking for something deeper than what Pip thinks of herself.
Okay.
I'm looking for, like... I'm looking for... I want to search her soul, not her mind.
Well, Pip, are you trying to keep up a wall in this moment? Or are you letting any... are you being vulnerable with Kadam?
She's being as vulnerable as she can let herself right now, which means, like, yes, one wall has been taken down, but there's, concentric rings.
Yeah. Then roll a deception check for me, and we'll see if Kadam is able to maybe pick up on any body language that you are unable to hide.
Oh my god. That's
Okay.
incredible.
Wow. It was a 14 and Kadam rolled a 15. So, I don't know, Pip, is there anything that Kadam might notice in this moment that maybe Pip doesn't necessarily want Kadam to notice?
I think Pip tries to hold Kadam's gaze, but then kind of shifts away and sort of nervously kind of rubs at her horns a bit. Maybe scratches a little bit at what Kadam can't quite see, but what might be some kind of marking on her inner elbow.
Yeah, maybe Kadam, you just catch a little bit of that peeking through the sleeve. There appears to be almost like a raised scar, but it's clearly intricate in its design. It is not natural.
Is that hellfire that's been in your eyes?
Could be. I, quite frankly, don't know for sure. Does it look like hellfire?
Well, it ain't there right now.
I am 6 feet tall. Is it there now?
Is it?
Oh, ooh, make a wisdom saving throw for me. Okay. Wait.
Oh, okay. No, I rolled twice.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was like, do you have disadvantage or something? No, you got a 14. You're fine. Leaning in and looking, Kadam, you do see it sort of flare up for a moment and then subside. But the eyes are still that red, but they seem to almost like you see. Actually, make a perception roll for me really quick. See like how much detail you get.
12.
12? Yeah, I mean, you just see them brighten for but a moment when she says that.
Well, I don't know. It's hard to tell. I also don't necessarily know what hellfire looks like. But you've had flames in your eyes before.
Again, I can't really see my own eyes. I don't know when it happens.
Sure.
All I can tell is just by the quizzical looks I get, but quite frankly, I get a lot of them.
Yeah. Well, I still don't think you're that bad. But if you want to stick around for any reason, absolutely you can. And if you want to go, you can. Where I'm going, it ain't gonna be pretty. It ain't gonna be easy.
But will it be interesting?
Oh, doubtless. And I hope it'll be productive, too.
Yeah, productive. What does that mean? No, what does that mean?
For
Productive
me,
how?
it
Yeah.
means helping folk.
Mm.
Making lives better. Making deaths better.
Well, I can help with that. Pulls out a perfume bottle. Puts people right to sleep. Nice anesthetic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sedative.
It's about this time, Kadam, that you hear a voice creep into your head. Ah, great reader Savikas, looking into Vanthampurs, suspects involvement with Elturel. She lost contact with informant Fallister Fisk. He was last headed for Vanthampur Manor. voice fades as Kaylin Brightwood's voice dissipates within your head.
Okay. Thank you. Involvement confirmed. All of Anthemper's sons dead. Duke moving fast to bring Baldur's Gate to Avernus.
Okay.
Fist, no help.
I gotta look something up, but there's definitely
What does it
Go
look
ahead.
like when Kidam gets these calls? Are you like, oh, hold up for a second? Or like, do you say these things out loud? Yeah.
When I'm receiving them, I just kind of go inside. And then I have been playing it such that, like, when I both cast and receive, I'm saying whatever it is out loud.
So Pip is in the middle of a sentence when you just go like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, all right. That's good talk. See you later, I guess.
No, I'm sorry. I just got a send-in from someone in Candlekeep.
Well,
Admittedly not terribly much new information. They think that the Vanthempers were involved in Elturil. I got a name, though, a contact we might be able to use.
yes.
You get another message, Kadam.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, exciting. Savikas asks if you have proof. She suspects Thavius Krieg's involvement. Did you get confession, evidence?
We got verbal confession from Krieg. We have objects that corroborate. In danger, haven't had time to thoroughly investigate them. Krieg now dead.
One more message comes back. It does take a bit of time before the next message comes. Between these, it's about probably a good 3 to 5 minutes of waiting before the response comes. Yeah, somebody is spending their third level slots freely. Savikas would like to meet. She is currently with Flaming Fist at the Knoll front. About 20 miles north of Candlekeep. She's willing to meet in Candlekeep.
I have no idea if we can get out of the city alive. We'll make an effort. No promises.
Okay. That is the last sending that you receive for now.
All right, I will relay all this information to the 3 people in the room with me.
Okay. What would you all like to do?
Calliope, how are you feeling this morning?
Calliope is still, I think, studying the shield. So she has Big Dummy partially unfolded, like her workbench, just like reading runes on this pearl. As you approach her, she turns and, completely not paying attention to anything that y'all were talking about, turns and is like, "Oh, of course so, Kidam, the reason that the infernal stuff kept coming up, and I kept being like, oh, it's like that. I took those infernal studies courses, and because it's really helpful when I'm studying this companion. I thought it was just because all the outer plane stuff works the same, but no, it's just because the companion was infernal. Fabius. Academia sometimes betrays us. We seek these larger answers and these larger rules when this answer is just simple deception and the darkness within the heart of man.
All right.
This
so
shield
I take it you're
is very
feeling
powerful.
better.
Yeah, I'm feeling great. I'm feeling great. This shield, enough to get anyone going. You could write a thesis on this thing. Looks like. I mean, it's massively magical. You might have suspected. It's charged with hellfire. This baby could pop any moment now. You just gotta. I mean, not any moment. You have to message and the right arcane symbols and stuff. But however, this thing is potent.
I mean, I don't doubt you.
That's that much we know. I was not able to confirm anything about what it's been promising. There's definitely an entity within this. Don't know anything about it being able to promise potential power, but honestly, it's the best lead that we have. And I know you're listening here, Shield. Don't know how to block you out. So just gonna discuss this in the open, I guess. I don't know if we have a way of trusting it that it can do any of the stuff it promises and pulling back out, but I don't have a better idea.
Can't we just use its hellfire? What other promises do we need from it?
I mean, pulling out the whole city, it said that it could potentially recover the city from the 9 hells. I would like to know more details about that. Anything to say for yourself? Turning down towards the shield. Gargouth?
All I know is that if I can get myself to the hells, or if you can bring me there, I should be able to break free of this binding. When you were looking over the shield, Calliope, with your identify spell, it did some of those infernal engravings that you were reading. You did pick up on the fact that this shield itself, it does appear to be of celestial origin, but it has been warped by infernal power. And the being within you are able to identify reading through is in fact a pit fiend that goes by the name of Gargouth.
Hey, Gargouth, you know anything about what's your face, the angel one, the one that got turned?
You're speaking of Lady Zariel.
Yeah, that's the one. You connected to her at all? They seem to think that, like, I don't know, you could do kind of the same trick that she pulled.
I'm aware of her. She's Asmodeus' little prize.
How so?
Well, being the ruler of the Nine Hells, wouldn't you be proud of warping and turning an angel into an archdevil?
But you know anything about that? This shield seems celestial. What's the story there, huh?
Are you're asking Gargouth
Yeah.
this?
Yeah, were you always a pit fiend, or are you another one of them fallen high beings?
I'm looking at something.
Mm-hmm. Remember, you promised to not lie.
People can lie all the time without actually lying. Promises only do so much.
Hold on, I am looking something up.
I think devils particularly have this like thing with promises, like breaking them.
All right, sorry. What was the question you asked about? You asked Gargouth about what? Sorry, what was that?
This shield seems celestial. Like you another one of those fallen things. What's the story there?
This was my punishment. I was demoted into a pit fiend and then trapped within here by the previous ruler of Avernus.
So you were an angel and you were just demoted that much?
No. I was once a great archdevil, but then was demoted into a pit fiend. I got a bit too ambitious. Needless to say, I was placed within this celestial prison.
Okay.
And at some point, I ended up here on your material plane.
So it sounds like the leadership in hell is unstable.
This has been going on for a very, very long time. It's just the nature of the hells.
Sounds a little chaotic.
Depends on how you look at it. I wouldn't be going around saying that down there. May ruffle some leathery wings.
Do you have any more specifics? Because honestly, the fact that you're like a powerful being, like that would owe us a favor down there, that's a plus in my book. I know it's usually not a good thing when people in stories deal with y'all, but like desperate times, like if you can deliver us back Elturel, I would go to great lengths.
I'll make a deal.
Yeah, that one will do.
Well, good. That sounds
What you
wonderful.
got?
Well, I don't have a deal. I'll do whatever deal you want. I may as well be the one to do it. No use in you getting caught up in it.
I was caught up a long time ago, but I'm not going to stop you.
Unfortunately, any deals we make will have to be done through faith. I don't have my full powers at my disposal, and I am unable to produce a written contract that we could all sign. But if you can at least get me into the Hells, I can promise you. What would you like? You would like Elturel to be raised into the material plane? I'm not sure I can promise such a lofty goal, but I can most certainly aid you in this endeavor and promise to help you in this quest until its completion. Until Elturel is
restored to its former place and time and glory.
Now the time part is a bit tricky.
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
We'll have to nix that one. How about restored to its former place?
That's
How much
1/3 of
is-
what I asked for.
As one of the things. Glory is a tricky, subjective thing. And again, the whole time aspect, manipulating time in general is likely going to be a bit above my power.
What about like in the stories again, it's always like, yeah, the city's back, but everybody in it's dead or something. Can you guarantee the safety of everybody to the best of your ability,
Pip is writing
Including-
everything down.
including us?
I mean, the people are the city. The buildings.
Yeah, but you got to specify that, I think.
Well, let's
You have to
specify.
specify everything. I'm sure we can find an infernal notary somewhere.
All this is purely hypothetical, of course, seeing as we can't sign anything right now.
That's true. That puts a whole damper on it. I mean, no offense, but faith with devils, I don't know, it's almost a joke.
There's quite a many jokes revolving around my kind. At the very least, what I can give you now are the powers within this shield. Surely that would suffice in helping you on your quest. And then when we get to the Hells, I am broken free, we can properly draft up a contract.
After you get everything you want. You know what? That honestly sounds good. If you got any information right now, that would be even more appreciated than the Hellfire. Frankly. I mean, I don't want to overstate it, but we're a little bit without leads here.
What information are you looking for?
Well, we unraveled this plot. We know the threads that went into it. We know the threads that are going into this situation in Baldur's Gate. You were around apparently for a lot of the planning. We could probably just use some guidance about how to A, stop the machinations here, and B, get well on our way to, I guess, get into hell. Kidan, I know you got that one in your head.
I do.
And seeing if we can't start getting Elturel back.
Yeah. And prevent, for certain, Baldur's Gate from being dragged down.
Well, one way you can do that is get me out of Baldur's Gate.
I agree there.
Yeah.
Now, I
I'm
can't
sure there are other
guarantee that
ways.
they may look for other ways, but they seem pretty set on using me. Now, As far as how I would have done this, it was going to take quite some time and effort. Honestly, I have no idea how I was going to do it. They were just poking and prodding and asking questions. I was just desperate to find
that sounds
some way
familiar.
of getting out. Yes, very familiar. But if you do get me out of Baldur's Gate, that'll at least slow them down.
Well, the shield said it. We run.
As for getting your precious city back, there's of course finding the original contract, reading through it, and finding out how that contract can be made null and void. That would be a step in the right direction if you can find that contract.
Yeah, figured.
Based on my conversations and prodding with Thavius, I suspect it may be within that little cube of yours that you found.
Oh, that's very interesting.
Oh, the
Like-
cube that almost killed me.
Yes. That I recognize as an infernal puzzle cube. It is a device that many devils use for keeping things locked away that they do not wish to be taken from them or seen. That being said, in all likelihood, if you're dealing with one of the Archdukes, the Archduchess Zariel, I suspect that whatever is within that cube is likely just a copy. But it's a start.
Thavius said that the original contract, as far as he was aware, was still in Elturel.
That's what he said. I doubt that Zariel would be so careless to leave it within that city.
Yeah.
Can you open this cube?
I'm sorry, no. I have no way of manipulating things outside of this shield other than blasting it with fire.
I'll take out the Apocalypto book
Okay.
and start flipping through that. Is that at all relevant to this current conversation? Is it in a language I read?
Going through it, it does appear to be written in Common,
All right.
and it is essentially a poem. I mean, an incredibly long one. It's very poetic in the way it's written in its format, and you get a good ways through it, and it appears to be speaking of the end of the multiverse. So it actually speaks of other worlds beyond this one, beyond Toril, and it speaks of other planes of existence, and all of it coming to an end. It make a religion roll for me.
Hey, double digits. 16.
It doesn't seem to be specific to hell.
Okay.
It does seem to almost... It is just almost non-specific. It's just talking about the end of all things in a very poetic way.
Okay, cool. I will put that aside. I'm going to put that back in my bag.
Okay.
So we need a password or something? That's how these things are generally opened?
You need to know the proper sequence to open it, or the proper set of materials, or there's always some trick to it.
It was so
It
close.
could be a passphrase, but usually it is a mechanical process, highly intricate.
I'd be able to show it to Manfred. I don't know if I want him messing with it too much, but he tends to be good at that kind of thing.
Based on what it did to our friend here, I think we should
it's better.
mostly
not
keep it
this
locked
way.
away.
Yeah. Yeah.
There will be a time for that. A time when we are not surrounded by mold in a barrel.
Yeah.
Okay, so sounds like we need to get out of here. I think we're wasting daylight. How would you all feel about taking a little field trip? If we're looking for more information, there's always one place that I feel like I end up going back to. Y'all ever been to Candlekeep?
Yeah. Several times. It has never gone well.
Yes, I'll have to put on a disguise as well.
Oh, all right.
Oh, they
Oh.
love me there.
I bet they do.
Yeah.
Great Reader Savicus is about 20 miles north of Candlekeep and wants to meet up. She could be who we go to. I think I've seen her once. She a tiefling? All right.
About an hour has gone by at this point with kind of, doing your morning routines, talking and going through things, using your identify spell, and it is about this point that you hear a stone sort of grind and click into place at the back of the room, and you see that panel where the secret entrance was that Manfred pointed out that slides aside, and
I know who it is, but I am going to hold Toll the Dead just in case.
okay, anybody else?
Looking around.
Pistol drawn, hellfire loaded.
Okay, so it starts to, the eyes glow on the ram skull at the front of the pistol. Are you doing anything, Calliope?
Hand on the button that will finish folding Big Dummy back out.
And as the stone door slides to the side, you see box of screws standing there within its frame.
Ooh. Gonna just lean back in the bed frame, kind of get out of sight. Like, you don't take the floor on this one.
She
Absolutely.
looks around the room and sees you all standing there at the ready.
Ha.
She steps in and slides it to the side. Rubs her hands. Jerks her head and starts walking to the other room, jerking her head towards you, Kadam, without saying a word.
I will follow.
She exits the room, closes the door behind.
Flick Gilder into the room.
Make a sleight of hand check.
Can I assist?
How do you assist?
As you kind of take Gilder out, I'm like, oh no, I can do it. I can make the throw. And I'm proficient in sleight of hand, so yeah, great idea.
Okay. So one of you with advantage, or both of you make a roll. Actually, for this, I kind of want both of you to make a roll, because this is happening very fast, and you're both having to Oh boy. Okay. Let's
I've been
see.
looking for an opportunity this entire campaign to roll
Just
sleight
do
of
it.
hand.
Okay.
16.
Do it.
Okay. Hold on. I gotta see. I gotta pull up her stat block.
That beats my passive.
16.
I'm
So as Pip takes the coin out. You whisper and you take it out of Pip's hand and do a quick little flick of your wrist as it flies through the air towards the door. In an incredible flash of speed, you watch as Box of Screws just goes and catches it without even looking.
Gilder, for your thoughts?
And she just reaches through the door and gently puts Gilder down on the ground, slides Gilder off onto the ground. Sees Montford in the room, gestures. Montford scurries out as she closes the door.
Kadam's in trouble.
Oh.
So, Kadam, you find yourself alone in the very damp, stone-walled room. There's the kind of leftover bits of supplies in the corners, water trickling down these stone walls, the one ladder heading up to the barrel above. You can kind of hear the very faint sound of water lapping on stone above you. Her back is to you at the moment.
I just stand there.
She takes a deep breath in. There we go. Without looking at you, they have Disa. She's planning a public showing of an execution. Nine Fingers Keen has asked all kingpins, keep an eye out for you and your compatriots. Apprehend you if we see you. Bring you straight to Vanthenburg.
All right.
She turns.
She's going with her on this one.
She turns to look at you. Things will go smoother in her eyes if they work together. That's how it's always gone.
Are we not addressing the fact that Vanthenburg broke a promise to her? Broke a promise to all of you?
I don't know what to say, Kadam. It's what she wants to do. It's the easy way out. You're 4 people.
Is she not going to take care of you?
I don't know.
Oh, Cortea. And I go in for a hug.
I don't know what to do, Kadam. She knows about us.
She knows.
made sure no one followed me here.
Yeah.
But right now, it's either... It's either us or, I don't know what to do. I'm about to lose everything.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't. I genuinely thought that Nine Fingers King would keep to her own. Oh, Gordy.
What are you gonna do?
Do you want to know? I will tell you everything. I don't know if...
No, you're right. Don't tell me.
What's the word on the street? How are people reacting to the clouds?
The outer city is getting real riled up. There's more soldiers being pushed to the gates, and they're closing them up again. People in the lower city are pretty split. I've been hearing rumors some people believe what's being thrown up there, especially after the big show that went on with you and Lovelace.
Yeah.
But I think some people just are scared and they don't want to speak up.
No, of course. No, I expected that.
But people are talking. In quiet and in private. Well, you know, where they think they're being private and safe. But and everybody in the upper city just about is shaking in their boots, locking up the gates. About all the watches been put on alert, even those that were on leave.
All right. Good.
And I think that's why Phantom Purr is, I don't know, using Disa as an example or something. She's scheduled to be dropped over Baldur's Gate at noon.
All right.
Strung up for everyone to see.
That ain't much time there. Cordelia, do you want to come with us?
No. No. I think no. I don't.
I still have not let her go.
She'll be kind of reaching up behind your back, rubbing her forehead. She hasn't really returned the embrace. I'm gonna have to tell her that I saw you. And just pray for mercy.
I take either side of her face and go forehead to forehead with her and cast guidance. I love you. And I will love you no matter what happens. You understand that, right? We had a fight. There were a lot of us. Barely escaped.
Yeah.
If you want, I can help you make it look convincing.
No. I just need to tell her exactly what happened here. I'm sorry, Kadam.
All right.
You're gonna want to leave here soon.
We won't be here next time someone comes around. Give Dad and Adam my love.
I will. She pulls away. Reaches into her satchel. Pulls out a vial. Hands it over to you. Just be careful.
Yeah.
Turns and starts to walk
And
away.
I take off one of my bracelets, one of the copper ones,
Okay.
and hand it over.
Thanks. She, all of you in the other room, hear
What about Manfred? I say as the door opens.
All right, the door. So as she starts, she has her hand on the door, and you say that. She stops before opening it, looking back at you. What about Manfred?
No, of course. Sorry, I know he's yours.
The door slides open. You see Boxer Screws standing there, looking over you all. Her eyes come to settle on Manfred, who's sitting on one of the cots, and looks up. We gotta go, Manfred. We're gonna tell Nine Fingers Keen everything. There's no point in lying. I'll tell her that it was my decision to let them go. I'll catch you up on everything on the way out.
I'm gonna cast. Are you going to her immediately?
That's the plan.
I'm gonna cast Enhance Ability on her.
Oh, okay.
I am shaking. Oh my gosh.
What are you giving her?
Fox's cunning,
Is that
charisma.
advantage on charisma? Okay. Yeah. Oh, all right. Thank you for that.
Yeah. Manfred,
Yes.
thank you for everything. I hope the world comes a little less loud for you.
Thank you. Good luck, Kadam.
Thank you.
He'll walk over and gently place a hand on your arm, on your forearm. Turns and starts to follow Box of Screws as she goes for the exit.
Take care of yourself, my friend.
Oh, Calliope, he'll gingerly reach out and place a hand on your shoulder. You can be a little intimidating, but I do appreciate your brilliant mind.
I made this for you. And I'm going to hand him one of my little magical tinkering things.
Okay.
Oh god, what's a good one here? Do I know like an odor or like nonverbal sound?
An odor?
Or maybe just like brand noise. It's just like a little brand noise machine.
So it just creates like white
Like
noise or something?
like lapping of waves or something. I recorded this with
Got
the
it.
water. I know you have trouble sleeping sometimes. I don't know.
Wow. And it just plays like that. That's amazing.
Yep. If it ever goes silent, you'll know something happened to me, I guess. So,
It's good to know I can listen to it and know that you're safe if it's still playing. Thank you.
it's a little seashell. I just decided. It's like you hold up the
Yeah.
seashell.
Awesome. Puts it in his pouch, turns to you, Pip. It was nice meeting you. Best of luck.
Well, I feel like I need to give you something too now.
No, it's quite all right.
No, here. She just unhooks her little, like, pistol chain. You really saved us a lot of times. Wish I got to know you better, you big fuzzy. Take care of yourself.
You too. And what are you handing him? It's a
Just like a chain for his pistol.
almost like a wallet chain, but it like hooks on the pommel. Oh, that's great. Yeah, he kind of looks at it. This will look nice with my vest. I'll just have to fashion a little clasp on my pistol. Thank you. And he turns and walks out. Box of Screws standing kind of to the side, letting him walk past into the darkness. She looks back at all of you one more time. Probably got about 10 minutes. Turns. The door closes as she leaves. Alright. What would you all like to do next?
Just quickly, during our downtime, I think, while talking to Kadam, and then after we got shut out
Yeah.
of the conversation, Pip made 2 experimental elixirs.
Awesome.
One is a potion of resilience and a potion of flight.
Flight.
Whoa. How does,
Okay.
How does that work?
Don't know yet. I don't think Pip knows either.
Very cool.
But just kind of tinkering around, being like, not sure what this does, but it's really bubbly.
Okay, I'm excited to see what happens with that.
And Calliope has been doing her daily infusions and stuff. She has rebuilt Little Dummy. I think out of like the supplies that she found down here, just like in the morning.
Awesome.
What's just the things that are at the bottom of the barrel? Like, what are the materials on hand?
I mean,
Like,
there's definitely a lot. There's just like a lot of packed, dried foods that'll last a long time.
yeah.
There would
You need, like-
there would be some ropes. There would be what else were you?
Ooh, I think a rope. Yeah. So Little
Okay.
Dummy is this like, it's just like coiled ropes for his like limbs and stuff.
Okay.
And just like kind of like a monkey's fist around like the piece of amber for his head. And then like, of course, like I got a bunch of marionettes. So I have done that, and I have infused an item that has not hit screen yet, but it is this kind of like silvery smooth cloak.
Okay.
And it has kind of like these goggles and a like breathing apparatus, kind of like a gas mask thing
Okay.
that kind of like fold down. It's like, okay, this is gonna be our ticket out of here. Ready to go?
Yes.
What is that?
Okay, so I got a plan for two of us to get out of here, me and one of y'all. This is a little something I was working on, like it was a side project back in El Terrell. We were looking into aquatic, amphibious dealings. And this little baby will just propel you through the water. It'll like get you through this river like nothing else. Nice and safe. Just pop it on. You can like see as I guess well as you could. Like if it's dark, it doesn't really have a light source. Never figured that one out really. And also you can like breathe and stuff, and the little like edges of this like stiffen on contact with water and like just start flapping. It's like a lot like seahorses. They got those little spinny things on the back, and it goes like.
It sounds lovely. Would any of you like to help me assassinate Duke Van the Pearl a little before noon at Baldur's Gate today?
That was the opposite direction that I was thinking, honestly. I'm not opposed to it. You're gonna have to give me a little bit more of a solid plan, like and quick like.
Can we leave this area first until and then
Alright.
perhaps find another safe place?
Oh, I don't think there are safe places anymore. But we
Uh,
should leave.
Safer.
We should leave.
Safer. Okay. Let's get onto the other side of the river and then think it through. Pip, do you have a way to get across the river?
I've got my goo heelies.
Uh-huh.
I do have digs around in her boots. I think if I mix these 3 vials together, shake it up really hard, I can make a big bubble.
Oh yeah? I love big bubbles. Sounds great.
I can swim and breathe underwater.
Oh, you can?
Yes.
What? Okay.
For an hour.
Cool.
The breathing part, that is. I can
Great.
swim.
I guess Pip, do you want the cloak?
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. So I don't need to make a bubble then. I can just
I mean,
take
if you
it.
want, I can take the cloak, I guess. Cool.
All right. So, are you all gonna climb out of the barrel, slip down into the river, go underwater, and swim to the other side? Is that the plan?
I think that's the plan.
Okay. How exactly is this happening? So,
Let's. Could we head to the river veins?
yes, you can.
The
You've-
river what?
You've been
The river
there.
veins.
Yeah.
I have been there before. It's technically a little bit outside of the city. I can get us to at least a quiet corner out there.
All right, so the plan is to go into the water, swim out, past the gates, the walls, and whatnot, and then meet back up at River Veins. You know a place?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
It's about halfway between the end of the wall, near on like the cliff gate side, and then is Boulder and looks out to see a statue.
Baldurin? Yeah, it is a statue of I forget who that guy is, but yeah, it's a statue of a historic figure.
Yeah, and yeah, halfway between the end of the wall and
Now, I don't know where that is. I'll follow your lead.
big. All right.
All right. I just need to know how exactly you are doing this. So you have a cloak. Is it the cloak of the manta ray? Is that
It's
what
the
it is?
Cloak of the Manta Ray.
That's
It was
awesome.
One of my artificer infusions.
That's super cool. So there's the cloak of the manta ray, which sounds like Pip's gonna take that. What are you doing, Calliope, if Pip is taking the cloak?
Wait, I think Pip is doing a bubble.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I
Pip,
have air bubble.
What is
What does
air
that
bubble?
mean?
Yeah, what does that mean?
It means that I get a bubble of air
Wait,
so
what?
that I
What
can
is this?
hang out underwater.
Is
What?
this a spell?
It's an artificer spell, yeah.
What?
You create a spectral glow. Well, you know what? I'm just gonna cast it. Okay, you look at it.
That's. I didn't know that was a spell. That's super cool. Okay.
I'm really happy this came up.
Okay. This is great. And it lasts for 24 hours.
Yeah, you better believe I'm gonna keep that air bubble.
All right, so the bubble of air appears around, which I guess in the air you just kind of like see this weird like displacement of like dust go around Pip's head and her
Magnifies
hair.
my head.
Yeah, her head. Yeah, her hair kind of flips out, and then the head looks a little magnified. And then Kadam, how are you getting through the water?
I'm going to chug my potion of water breathing
There you go. Okay.
and use my ring of swimming for the first time ever
What?
that I've had since like level 2 or 3.
Where did you get that?
I don't remember.
Incredible. So, as you all slip into the water, the one thing you immediately notice, you're able to slip down beneath the like silty waves of the river. Visibility is really, really poor. This is a river, so you can all kind of see each other as long as you're within probably like 5 to 10 feet of each other. It's very much a like muddy river, but the thing you notice almost immediately is that Pip can breathe underwater, sure, but Pip does not have a swim speed. So Pip is kind of like swimming like a normal person would, you know, not terribly fast. And within moments, you watch as Kadam and especially Calliope just disappear.
No, I mean if we're
But
I
you
think-
notice this, yeah. You notice how
Yeah.
quickly you
We're
are
not
able.
leaving her
Yeah.
behind.
So
Yeah.
you kind of
How to
trail
swim
back.
Swim speed of 40 feet.
I think
I
Calliope
got
has a
some 60 feet.
60 feet. Yeah.
Ooh.
So you'll all have to kind of go at Pip's pace as you all swim towards the river veins. I mean, you could also grab on and
Yeah,
I
pull
was
the
thinking,
log.
Okay,
think that's what
I
I'm doing.
want to have one hand on Kadam, the other on Calliope, and just kind of just. Yeah.
Although you are underwater, so it's probably more like a Superman like
Yeah, Superman.
through
is
the
Superman.
water as they go swimming towards the river veins. It doesn't take you terribly long to get there, and I'm not going to have you roll stealth checks for this because you were under the water. Yeah, you're fine. You're under the water, and you, Kadam, leading everybody. You do know where the river veins are, but I would like you to make a survival check for me. to kind of, because again, the visibility is really poor, so you're gonna have to sort of like guess and then probably poke your head up every once in a while and look.
14.
14? Okay. After some time swimming, trying to kind of judge the time that you've been swimming, you do eventually, I mean, I guess my question to you is like, how do you imagine trying to gauge where to get to, how to get to the river veins, right? If you are underwater in this muddy river.
Yeah. I know the shape of the land.
Mm-hmm. So are you gonna...
So, like, I know that I need to round that hump that the wall is on, and then it goes in a little bit and then comes out a bit.
Okay.
And once we start coming out a bit, I'm going to stick my head up.
Okay. So as you kind of wave to Calliope to dive down, you go, all three of you start to dive down to the river bottom where Kadam, you're able to see the bottom and see the topography a bit more clearly. The water does become a little bit more clear as you start to move away from the city, and some light begins to stream through as the morning sun begins to rise, and you can see the topography as you go. Periodically, you see little fish glint past you. Every once in a while, a much larger fish swims by as a bunch of little minnows dart out of the way. Eventually, Kadam, you see that kind of inward bulge as it then bulges out once more, closer to Tumbledown, and you slowly swim up to the surface and kind of peek your head out, and you see the kind of honeycombed pockets lining the cliff face of the Kionthar here. And you can see some of them do go into the water quite substantially, so you're able to dive down once more and almost submerged swim into the darkened river veins, which becomes immediately apparent as the sunlight quickly dissipates, and now you are in utter darkness. But as you surface once more, you find yourself in this kind of slick, muddy bottomed cave that rises up into earthy rock with exposed parts of earth poking through the rock, extending to the north into the cliff face itself. And Calliope and Pip, you see that there are multiple branches that are branching out from this cave system. But at the moment you are just, and Kadam, where do you want to go? At the moment you're just essentially resting at one of these cave mouths, right where the river connects with the cave system.
Yeah, I would like to go far enough into, if I can find it again, the one that Dolrum and I went up.
Okay.
So there's, if I remember correctly, there's like something of an eddy that has a bit of a beach that's in a cave.
Okay, yeah, totally. Go ahead and roll another survival roll for me. The DC will be lower because you know where you're going.
Another 14.
Okay. Yeah. It takes you about probably 20 minutes or so of carefully winding your way through this cave system, recognizing the openings that you took with Dolrum, until eventually, for most of this, you are having to like swim up through this, until eventually you do see it come around a bend and pool into this eddy, and you can see deeper areas in the cave where it seems to just go underground entirely. But you see the familiar beach there where you and Dolrum were, and you see an overturned... oh, no, you would have taken that back out. Never mind.
We probably would have taken that back out.
You would have grabbed that. But nevertheless, you find yourself there and post up on the beach. What do you all do now? You're sitting here on the beach within the river veins. We do have about 5 minutes left, I've just realized. So.
And what time is it of the day?
It is, with all of that swimming down there, I'm just gonna round up. I'm gonna say it's 9 in the morning right now.
Oh, great. We have 3 hours to assassinate Duke Fenthenper.
Yeah, I'm not really seeing that working. We don't know where she's gonna be.
No, we
She's
do.
probably like under. Oh, do we?
Yeah, she's going to be at Baldur's Gate, the Baldur's Gate, at noon to hang Disa.
Oof.
Proposal? Why not try and save Disa and run?
Then she'll just pick on someone else that like we're gonna want to save. If we're gonna do something stupid, I'd rather have it cut off this dragon at the head.
Exactly.
However, it's really stupid. Like, she's gonna be expecting trouble to go down there, if anywhere.
Oh, do you want to get her at breakfast or something? I'm not necessarily objecting to that either.
I'm saying, Kiram, I like you. You're a good kid. I came to Baldur's Gate as a refugee, looking for answers, and I got those answers. My loyalty is to the people down in the hells, and I need to get them back. I don't want to die in the streets of this city.
That makes sense. That makes nothing but sense. Gods, I don't want you to die here either, Calliope. The way I'm currently thinking about it, and I know I am thinking straight right now, the way I'm thinking about it is that we can save the entire city of Baldur's Gate by killing Duke Vanthampur.
I agree, but that won't happen if we die with this demon shield in our possession.
Which is an asset. If you got a good plan that doesn't involve us dying, I'm willing to hear it, but we just don't got the time. We don't got the information. I spent all morning getting ready to book it, and that's what I'm prepped to do.
Unless we can convince the populace to rise up and fight, I don't think there's anything.
I've done it before. Think I could do it a second time?
How long did it take the first time?
A few days.
Yeah.
But they're already riled up, and I look up, and I imagine we still can see like a little bit of the message.
Oh, well, I mean, you are in a cave right now.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I forgot about that.
In your
I can
mind's
still
eye.
see the message.
But
I still see it.
But I mean, when you surfaced to look for the cave system, you would have looked out towards the city and seen the message. I mean, starting to fade, but it would have still been there. Yeah.
I mean, I love Disa. We had a good thing going. Killing Duke, this argument doesn't involve her at all, besides us knowing where the Duke's gonna be. If you wanted to play a longer game, that's on the table.
I might be willing to do that. Disa ain't the priority right now.
Can't save everybody.
No. Oh, God.
And we are at 9 o'clock, so I think we should start to close out the stream as we see all of you sitting here in this darkened interior space on a gravel beach. Kadam, what do you look like right now in this moment?
pale, stiff. Clearly not all here.
As Kadam, kind of looking off into a far distance that isn't there, stiff and pale, Calliope, what are you doing in this moment, sitting next to them?
I mean, Calliope's been talking straight, but like she's not in good shape. Like, slept on some rickety ass bed at the bottom of the barrel. I mean, the cloak let you swim, but she's still an old woman. And like the chill is getting to her, and you can like just see like a tremor kind of in her bones.
As she kind of starts to shiver a bit there.
And I think as Kidam's clearly going through all this, I think Calliope is gonna go and give Kidam kind of like a hug around the waist.
Okay.
And be like, hey.
And Pip, what are you doing as your two companions here are going through this?
Rhea's with us, right?
Oh yeah, and Rhea. Oh my god. I'm
All right.
sorry. Yeah. I feel so bad that I forgot about Rhea.
Rhea
Yeah.
pops into existence.
We put her in the bag of holding.
Yes. Rhea. I don't know how Rhea got there with
Okay,
you, but
okay.
we'll figure it
Rhea-
out. It's fine.
Rhea
Uh-huh.
had the cloak. I cast alter self. I had
Okay.
an extra cloak,
Okay.
but it only works for me.
Okay. Got it. Anyways, Rhea, before we get to Pip, yeah, Rhea has been very quiet. And she will... I think she's kind of standing to the side watching this. And just seems to be really lost in thought right now, brow furrowed. Also still dripping with the water from coming out of there. But she's just stoically staring down at the ground, kind of rubbing her chin. And Pip, what about you?
Pip sees all of these broken, contemplative, shivering people and starts gathering little bits of paper and tinder and makes a fire.
Okay. So as Pip leans down there with all of these people standing in this darkened interior cave, lapping of water, and a small fire illuminates, casting your shadows up on the wall, and we see the shadow of Kadam and Calliope embracing on the cave wall. And we will end there tonight. We will... I just realized I had that up for everybody to see, but that's okay. We'll end there tonight, and we'll see what all of you decide on doing next week. Can't wait to see you all next week. And I think that's it. Is there anything else to say before we end the stream tonight?
D&D is good. We hung out in dark holes and talked.
I
It was a
have
journey.
another little bit. Just as Pip makes the fire,
Mhm.
I think a little bit of hellfire just sparks in her eyes as well.
Yeah. Amazing. As you're leaning down.
And I think Pip is the one who's ended up holding the shield.
Yeah. Is the shield... Do you have the shield right now, Pip?
It is on my back, yes.
Okay. We will resolve that next week and see if you decide to attune to it or not. Okay. Thanks, everybody. We will see you next week. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Good night.